baby. Checking that on its back, seeing what that is. That was close. I am going to put gloves on because that... Welcome to another vlog. This is Kermit. We're going to open the door and see what happens. Actually, no, the back door's open, so we won't do that. This one is mainly a mangrove video. There's a few clips at the start, then we get into my pair of mangroves. Well, my pair. I'm hoping they're a pair. I get them out to do some health checks and sex them. I nearly take my first proper bite from a mangrove, so I was a sissy and wore gloves. Anyway, hope you enjoy. We need to be super quiet and sneak up on this mangrove, because it will run away. It's eyeing me. It's always nice to see them out. Oh, okay, bye friend. Straight back into the tunnel. Bloody things. So we have some mosses, and we have an enclosure with just dirt on the floor. We can see where this is going. So I don't think it looks too bad. Nice little dynamic change. Makes the enclosure pop just that little bit more. She's looking at it like, the fuck is this? But we do have some moss left over. So who shall we give it to? Gil and I doing Gil and I stuff. Just all out. Well, I say all of them. Only eyes on 3. Later in this video, we're gonna dig these 2 mangroves out, and I'm gonna try and sex them. So stay tuned for that. I think everyone's favourite. Oh, my phone not focusing is everyone's favourite. Little baby Kims are going on an adventure. What are you doing? So we have the 2 up here. Oh, parkour! We have the 2 down here. Flatten themselves out, Kimberly style. And there's another one there. So when I open the door on the Kims, it's always hit and miss. Because sometimes they're like, oh cool, friend. Other times they're like, no thank you, and then just run off. But they are incredibly fast. So if they want to zip out, they definitely will. See? Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. This little guy, that's what I mean. They're like, oh, like super inquisitive, super inquisitive, but also lightning fast. So I need to watch with my eyes, because if he goes, he's gonna go, and I won't get him back. Honestly, cool animals, man. But if, like I say, if he decides to dip now, we're never seeing him again. So we've added just a little bit of moss to the baby mangrove viv, just for like a little bit, get under there, a little bit of humidity, a little bit more. Not that they need it, but I just added it there. So Fee and I have noticed that one of the mangroves of the 2 juveniles is pretty big. Now I knew it was big, but because I don't see them together often and they're very shy and recluse, what I'm going to do is get them out. I am wearing gloves because I don't want to take a bite, because it's like a 2-foot lizard. I'm going to get them out, just see, 1, what I think the sexes are, and 2, to make sure they're not ridiculously bigger than each other, and then I'm going to put them back. So I'll see you when I find some lizards. So it should be relatively easy to find them, because they do just, wow, look at all those isopods. There's so many. They do just literally bury themselves in this back corner. So in theory, they should both just be there. And in theory, I'd dig down a little bit whilst they're in a slumber, catch them, put them in my big box, and then I can get them out and check them over. That's the plan. So as you can see, this is where they live. This is the mangroves warren. What I am going to do to make my life easier, because I'm not going to chase them around the viv. So if they get out and get away, then that's it. They're out and away. I'm not going to chase them around. My plan is just to dig them out, and if I can dig them out and get a hold of them, then that's good enough for me. So let's see. You see how good this soil is? Holds a burrow perfectly. Oh, that was an egg for a second. I was about to say, Jesus Christ.
What is it?
I think it's a bit of salad, because I put salad in there to feed the locusts. So yeah, like, the top layer is nice and dry, but then as you get down, it gets nice and humid. And I will say so myself, I don't really know how I created this perfect soil, because it is perfect. And all my other vivs, they're okay, but they're nowhere near as good as this one. Believe it or not, there's two nearly 2 foot long lizards just down in here somewhere. Normally, okay, so is that one? Haven't found their burrow yet. There's one. Maybe not. Every time I see the soil move, I'm like, okay, yeah, there is one there. There's one, and there's the other. This are my 2 mangroves. Male being in my right hand here. We're going to put them here and regroup. So once they've calmed down, we'll come back. So hopefully they don't jump out of here, because obviously me towering above them is incredibly scary for them. But just at first glances, looks like they've pooed over each other. So this is the male. Nice, oof. Musking everywhere. Just what I'm doing is checking for some hemipenal bulges. Look at that tongue flare, baby. Checking that on its back, seeing what that is. That was close. I am going to put gloves on because that will hurt a lot. But I'm just taking the chance to do a health check, just because I do never get them out. So yeah, I think that's just poo from the other one. That long tongue flick, that biting is not fun, but it's just I want to get away. It's like iridescent blue underneath, like they're pretty cool colours. But I definitely think this one's a male. And then this one, again, long tongue flicks. There's no real hemipenal bulge difference, but there is a head difference. So I think, don't want to restrain them, I am letting them go through my hands, but you can see the long tongue out, gaping mouth is obviously. This is why I don't like force handling your animals, because you can see from this interaction, they are like, I don't like this. But you see how this one has a longer pointed head? And this one here has a more pronounced broad head and is a bit bigger and a bit more.
It's fat tummy.
Bit more. He's fattening himself out.
Oh.
But yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is a pair of very unhappy mangroves that have been eating, hence the fresh poo. But I'm pretty sure this is a pair. So this is my male. There is a slight hemipenal bulge. The head's a bit different shape. So we're going to put him back now. Because again, I don't really want to have them out longer. See, I'm not restraining him, I'm not holding him, I'm doing my best not to piss him off. Obviously it's too little too late for that. But also just look at the colours on these animals. Like, look how magnificent this animal is.
It looks better with our eyes than it does on the camera.
Okay, in person there's like an iridescent blue underneath, and there's like yellows and greys, and they're stunning. But yeah, we're going to put him back. We're not going to mess around. I'm not really into that sort of stuff. So we're just going to go straight away, put him straight back. Going to try and put him up there to dry off a little bit. I've taken away their burrow now in the sense that I've dug it up. So he's not going to be happy. Let's get his girlfriend. They're still getting on fine. I've checked them. There's no issues. There's no this. Again, I don't want to force handle them. What I'm doing right now is force handling. So we're going to put her back, but she's a lot more petite. She's a lot more, it's okay. She's a lot more petite. She's a lot more shy. She doesn't have the lumps after the cloaca. So I'm pretty sure I've got myself a pair, at least, from those. And I nearly took a bite, which was fun. All mangroves, even though most of my mangroves are evil, but they're not really social creatures. So that's it for this segment. Now, the problem with having them in enclosures where they can be wild, like this enclosure is pretty sparse, but I give them plenty of space to be able to dig. So they can exhibit natural behaviours, which I am for. But as you can see, they are not doing well with being handled, which is completely fine. Like, they don't have to be handled. They don't have to be... this is why I don't interact with my animals unless I absolutely have to. And as they get older and get a bit bigger, they'll get more used to me. And then I can start to implement the fact that I'm not a predator and I'm not scary. So I prefer that method. Yeah, okay, I could keep them in this enclosure completely empty with shallow soil and they would be forced to get used to me. But let me know what you think below. Do you think that's a better way to force your animals to get used to you, or to allow them to exhibit natural behaviours? Because at the end of the day, they're not asking to be in captivity, and these are wild animals. And clearly they would dig in the wild, so I give them the options to dig. It does rattle my brain what's best, because obviously you don't want a captive to be scared of you. I 100% agree, but at the end of the day, I have only had these animals 4 months. So they're still very, very, very new to captivity. In another 6 months' time, if I had them in a sparse enclosure when they've been in captivity for 10 months to say a year, if I took several branches out, would that be a bad thing? Maybe not. But for right now, making sure that they're happy, healthy, and get sort of habituated to captivity, is that the most important thing? Yeah. Would I love them to act like this all the time when they're out? Yeah, of course. But as you can see now, the tongue's flicking, there's distance between us. This male is like, I'm not really too fussed by you, but it's just when I have him in hand. So it clearly shows that they're not scared of me. They just fear for their life when I have them in hand because I don't hold them. So the female just chilling out. Beautiful animal. Hello, girlie. Right, I'm gonna go over this. Watch her charge and bite me. Fairly well, little one. Meanwhile, the male here, he's made himself at home. Down in these little wooden slats. Bloody lizards. Prison break, Cater style. I always worry about stuff like that if they get their toes caught. I do need to clean this out. Paint me like one of your French girls, Jack. What you doing, Cater? Kate. Bye. Do you like your new moss that I got for you, Cater? Yes, you look good on that. Your tree. Imagine like if tree monitors stayed that size. That'd be pretty spectacular if you ask me. I do need to clean this glass out though to stop her feet coming out. Bloody Vivs. So I just want to do a quick highlight reel because people complain there's not enough Kermit. So look at this gorgeous. I'm going to put my phone in his enclosure to see his colours. Can we see? I can't really see, but this is Kermit. I'm going to try and put my phone in his face and hopefully not die. Kermit won't bite me or anything. Kermit's a very flighty animal, so you have to be very careful when interacting with Kermit. Sometimes he wants to be your best friend, and other times he's very much like, ah. So, yes. There you go, Kerm. Don't you look mighty nice? Kayla's still going like a crazy person. It's so cool to watch them run around and jump around. Okay. Run around and jump around from different bits to different bobs. I do need to fix this though. I've said this like 5 times, but I need to fix this. Where are you going, Kater? She's going on an adventure. Where are you going? We're going out of focus is where we're going. So she does this little obstacle course. She like runs around. She comes across here. She jumps onto there. Then she jumps back onto here. But she's freestyling it now. She's running around on the background. Something in there taking your fancy? There she goes. Boink, boink. So. I mean, I don't know about you lot, but I could watch her like run around like this all day. I know it's a bit different watching it through the screen, so hopefully you can live. I'm doing well for you guys to live vicariously through me. Come over here. Come on. There you go. She's so cool, man. She's so cool. Brings such happiness into my heart, this lizard does. Thank you for watching again. Thank you for watching again, everyone, to my whatever number vlog this is. If you've enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments below. This one was mainly a mangrove video, but my plan is just to sort of film what I am doing in my reptile room as in sort of when I'm doing it. So this one wasn't as clippy as the other stuff. It was mainly just mangrove centric, and I don't want to make them too long. Don't force handle your animals. don't force hand your animals. It's rude to point, but don't force hand all your animals, only when it's necessary. And only mess with them when you need to mess with them. I'm just checking out my females out now, which you've just seen back there, which is pretty cool. But for the most part, see you in the next one.